It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the number one business development and, well, revenue focused late night show in the country where we're on a mission. And our mission is to empower, our mission is to inspire, and our mission really is to provide you, that's right, you, the hard working entrepreneur, with all of the resources that are necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you would call to serve. And on this episode, we have the one and only Dr. Martine. She's in the building, and she'll be talking about, at the end of the day, how you can reduce your stress. I mean, how you can run your life like a CEO and your business the exact same way. Whoa, radiate living, maybe? What's going on, Dr. Martine? How you doing?
Oh, great, great, Jake. Thank you for having me. And I am so excited to be spreading my message of self care. Either your CEO or your father, mother, whatever you are, it's an important part of your lifestyle that you have to incorporate.
Well, I'm excited to have this conversation, and thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for watching, especially during these, remarkable times we're living in these days. Very challenging times, and you're here, and this says so much about you. So thanks for being a part of this, because without you, we don't have a show. So thank you so much. So, Dr. Martine, quick question. I know this is obvious. I know people probably want to know what's going on, but why are folks struggling with self-care these days? I mean, I always like to say they can go to AI right now and say, I need a list of things I need to do for self-care. And AI will give them a list of everything they can do every day, yet they're still struggling with self-care. What's some of the reasons why?
Well, first, Jay, is because they are not prioritizing themselves. They're putting everything and everyone before them, and then they're just saying, "Well, I have time, and I'll do it maybe tomorrow." So that's number one. And number two, it's because they just they just forget to do it because they're so focused, laser focused on, I don't know, going to a meeting or managing the team or taking care of the household. So they put themselves on the back burner. So this is my mission, is to have them put themselves at forefront and prioritizing us and taking care of them, because there's no one more important than you, Shay, than you. So you take care of you first.
What do you say to the person, because that's spot on, that's listening right now? We have a lot of folks who are dualpreneurs. That's our audience. They work a full-time job. They're full-time entrepreneur. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna let them know who you are, because the question is, how do you make sure when everyone else is dependent on you, how do you take care of yourself and not feel guilty? And let me frame it for you, because some folks have a full-time job, full-time entrepreneurs. Others are a husband or a wife or in a relationship. Somebody's saying, Shay, let them know I have kids, by the way, and my kids have a schedule. I got to take care of them. Someone else is like, wait a minute, I'm a caregiver. Shay Brown's a caregiver, so shout out to all the caregivers out there. They've got other responsibilities. Somebody's saying, wait, Shay, I've got to make sure things at the church are taken care of or in my local community. Someone else has a list longer than what I'm telling you. So I guess the question is, what do you say to the person who says, people dependent on me? I can't slow down.
Well, Shay, the reason why I know is because I've been there. I am the overachiever working overtime. And, it was at one point that I was so busy on the go, go, go. And then I felt some symptoms that I didn't want to recognize. So I had to stop and listen to my body. And this is why I want to tell the message that if you don't take the time right now, then in the future, it will be imposed on you. And then you will have no choice but to stop and take care of the illness that will be brought on you. So you have got to take the time, just like you're scheduling a meeting or going to an appointment or anything that you do in your life, you have got to schedule the time for you.
And one thing
It's
about
non
you is, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it is non-negotiable, because I have seen in real time what happened to people that don't take the time to take care of themselves. They end up in the hospital. So this is why I'm trying to be in the moment before any acute tragedy would happen to these people. Because believe me, Shay, if something happens to you, Because you're not taking care of yourself, everybody around you will be affected. Your business will be affected. And people around you will keep going, and you would be the one who would probably lost your independence, lost your power, lost your voice, but everyone around you will keep on moving.
Yeah, you are, we'll get into your background in a moment. Some people have not read your background, so they don't understand that you've nursing and
Hmm.
what you see. We're going to get into
Hmm.
that into a minute. But take a moment to find what stress looks like and what it feels like. Now, I know that might be a crazy question, but there might be some folks that are out there listening and saying, well, I'm fine. I mean, I'm able to pay my bills. I mean, I'm healthy right now. And then someone else is like, I know what stress looks like. So what does it look like and feel like, by the way?
Well, stress is, there's the positive type of stress, the good stress, and the
Okay.
negative stress. And it is really how you handle the stress that is going to make a difference on how it affects your body. So, learning how to deal with stress is what you have to do in order to be able to perform at your optimal best. And then also, you're going to try to avoid stressful situations around you by managing all that can be managed, because life has a way at throwing balls at you that you have to be able to try to not be hit with. But if you do get hit with that stress ball, I call it stress balls, then you know what to do. And by practicing self-care, by having your body physically, mentally, and emotionally fit, then this is not going to affect you at all. You'll keep doing, you'll find solutions, you'll find ways to overcome all these challenges.
I love how you stated that come over your challenges because I often hear and ladies, I got two hands raised that I was like, I perform best under stress. You don't understand. Give me the stress and I'm going to be okay. And then I found myself with Bell palsy when my father passed away. It was a year later. I thought I'd grieved and done some things, and I didn't realize it was still there. That could be one of the causes. I was like, "What's stress? I'm running a marathon. How can I be stressed right now?" So what you're saying is very important and very near and dear to me, and I'm so glad you're here on the show. Some folks don't know you. They don't know how famous you are, how you've been all around the world. You've got books behind you. You get to speak all over the place. We're just happy to have you on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. So take a moment, if you would, and share a little about who are you, because they're curious. They don't know. And what was the backstory that led to that defining moment? You said, you know what? I'm all in, Shay. I'm making sure that people reduce their stress.
Right. So my name is Dr. Martine Canal, and I am a self-care strategist, and I have been a nurse for over 25 years. And I am the CEO of Self-Care Genius, where we empower women to elevate their health so that they can decrease their level of stress, overwhelmed, and overall be physically, mentally, and even socially fit. So what happened to me, and as we were talking about that, you were I was when I said that I was exposed, I experienced the moment where I was overworked, overweight, not taking care of myself, and having like this huge pounding headaches that I was neglecting. That was the pivotal moment for me, and that was back in November 2021. That is when that, even though I was a nurse, I knew what to do. I wasn't doing it, but at that moment, I experienced that fear that came upon me, that what happened to my mom, who was also an overachiever, she was a nurse, would happen to me. One day out of the blue, she suffered a massive stroke. So back in 2021, when I had that fear come upon me, I said, I didn't want to live like this. I didn't want my children to take care of me. I didn't want to become dependent on other people, losing my voice. So that propelled me in the trajectory that I am today, where I focus on prioritizing myself first, taking care of me, then taking care of others. And because I've had to learn how to really, you know, build that foundation to, self-care, now I'm able to go out and help others and share the message and say, wait, did you practice self-care today? And with that, I have published two books. I have my podcast, Wellness to Success. And now I'm working on starting my workshops. So it's a big movement. I want to take it globally. I've spoken on different stages just to share my message. And now here I am with you, Shay. So I'm like so grateful to be here with you today.
Well, it's an honor and a privilege to have you here. I don't know if a more important topic other than money to talk about than health, right? Because you can make all the wealth, have all the wealth in the world without the health. I mean, what do you do with it? You know,
Absolutely.
you mentioned something that how important it is, and if you had to step back into the person that's watching now and said, Shay, here's one, two, or three or four things that someone can do to help at least start reducing their stress or maybe even possibly have it go away. I know it's a loaded question because different people have different reasons why they're stressed. I'm so glad you talked about that it's internally and you can think everything's okay and it's still there. The invisible stress. So take a moment. Here's the question, ladies and gentlemen. What's one, two, or three things, maybe more, that someone could do just to help start reducing that stress?
Well, I'll tell you what I do. And this is how, I do in my hectic days. First, I would separate myself from the stressful environment. I would even just go in the bathroom because then you are alone. And then you do deep breathing exercises. You're calming yourself. And just having some kind of quick meditation time, sometimes it helps to calm your mind, and then you'll be able to see, to have this clarity when you go back to that stressful environment. And also sometimes what I do is I do those little bursts of I get those little bursts of energy by incorporating movement. So if I'm in the bathroom, I do some squats. I squat a couple of times, and then you can see just the energy coming right back, and then it's helping me to be able to be focused on what I'm doing and just get over that hurdle, the challenge, and then finish my day in a more positive way. Those are little things that you can do.
You know, at least getting started, and I'm curious. Someone sent back saying, "I got it," but how does she be consistent? And you might have heard this before. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, but if you're struggling with most consistency, talk. I mean, you put the phone up. Tell us a little about
Yes.
your big why, your secret of being able to be consistent. And they're like, I like what she's saying, Shay. I can even quote what she's saying. I just have a hard time being consistent doing it. What would you say to that person?
Well, you have to know your why. Just you were talking about why. Why are you doing this? Why am I doing this? Because I want to be able to enjoy my best life every day. I want to be physically fit. I want to be physically mentally fit. I want to have a good social people around me to help me elevate to the next level. So I have to work on it. It's not just it's just gonna happen. You have to work on it, just like you're working on your business. You have to work on yourself, and this is not something that you're gonna stop doing. This is for the rest of your days, and you want that when you reach the time that it's time for you to go. You want to look back and say, well, I am grateful for what I accomplished, and this is my legacy. So
My legacy. I love that, by the way. And it's a great segue as you're sharing that to a segment we have here called Today is My January 1st. Now, for those folks who tune in every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you already know what we're about to do. You might even wait for this magical moment to be able to utter those words. Today is my January 1st. If all the new folks that are here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in to the Happy Entrepreneur Show family. Today is my January 1st is our personal mantra. It represents a fresh start. It represents a do-over. It means our past, no matter how dark and gloomy that past is, or how bright and sunny the past is, the past no longer equals, well, our future. And so my question for Dr. Martine on the other side is really two parts. Number one, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st. What do you hear? What do you hear? What do you hear? And number two, what was another time you had a setback in your life? And how did you bounce back so you could have that radiant life?
well, today is my January 1st. It's me living my best life. That is me saying, what's my purpose? What am I doing in this life? And since then, everything that I'm doing, it's like you have this impossible goal that you want to accomplish. So everything that does not fit, everything that didn't fit in it, got pushed to the side. So anything that did not uh, aligned with my goals, that's why I eliminated. So that was and living my best life every single day. This was what I wanted to do. That was my goal. So that's every day for me is January 1st, because every day I look, I say, okay, what am I doing today? And everything that doesn't serve me, I don't do it. I just don't do it
I love it,
because I
Valerie.
want
I love how you can do that.
you have to have a purpose.
The big why. You talked about that earlier. And folks are nosy, myself included. They're looking over your shoulder and they're like, wow, she has radiant living there. And, it's all about how you can live your life like you would run your business like a CEO. But talk about radiant living. First, we all nosy. We want to know, what is radiant living? What does that mean? So take a moment, tell us, what is radiant living and what does it mean?
But for me, when I was writing this book, it was all about doing everything you needed to do in order to live your best life, a radiant life. So it had like those three pillars you had to concentrate on to be physically fit. How can you be at your optimal best, physically, mentally, and socially? And that is how you're going to radiate physically. You got people are going to see you, and then you see you're happy, you're enjoying your life, you're radiating, right? And mentally, there's a lot of negative aspect of the world right now that we have to go through. How does you don't let that affect you, because you're mentally strong and you're radiating all the positive ways for you to accept what's going on, and don't let this affect you personally. And then want to see the positive in what you're going through right now, right? So that's how the word radiate living came about. And I'm just trying to shine the radiance around me so that people can catch it and run with it and start doing their own, living their own best life.
Yeah, living their own best life, radiant living. What's one of the messages or one of the chapters you talk about in Radiant Life that the person who's the CEO right now, or a person like Shay Brown, just the everyday person is watching right now, what's one golden nugget? Now, don't worry, at the end, she's going to tell y'all how you can get the book. I'm going to encourage you to get the book, but I'm going to ask her if she'll pull back the big black curtain for a moment and kind of reach into her treasure chest of secrets in that book and give you this one golden nugget out of that book. What would you share with the audience?
Well, the same way that you're running your business, let's say you are managing system, you're managing a team, you're whatever you're doing for your business, you have to do it for yourself. If you have to run a meeting, a board meeting first thing in the morning, like for me, for example, the only time that I have to myself that no one will come to me for anything is early in the morning. So that's the time that I set for my board meeting. And this is when I go over the vision that I have. That's when I take some silent time and just kind of become clear in my mind what my purpose is today, what my vision is today, what my goals are today. So I become clear to what I have to do for that day. So having a board meeting, we call it a self-care board meeting, is one way to do it. And then of course movement is part of it too. If you have to exercise during that time, you do it, because that energy that you're going to have will be able to be translating into what you do that day, and you'll be able to be laser focused into what you have to accomplish, both personally and professionally.
Wow, that's really powerful. And I love the part you talk about having a board meeting with yourself, kind of slow down to speed up. One of my favorite questions I like to ask, we have some time, we have a few minutes now, is what's one of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given. And I'll frame it for the audience so they're fully aware. I mean, as a nurse, you probably read more books you can remember these days, I'm sure. Watch more hours of video and training that you can remember. Has so many mentors along this journey of life. But you're talking about something I think today is the most important part, which is our health. So, what's one
Right.
of the best pieces of advice you've ever been given?
I was told that if you can prevent any kind of illness from occurring in your life, then you take the measures to do so because you want to be proactive, not reactive. So, this is why I am pushing that message of self care. Even going to the doctor can be a proactive strategy because you know what's going on in your body. First, you have to be able to listen to the body because it is speaking to you softly, meaning sometimes it's not going to be loud. It's only loud when you don't listen. So you want to be proactive and take care of your health because just like you said, Shay, without health, there can be no wealth. And I'm not talking just money. I'm talking about relationship, family, all the things that come with making you you, a wholesome you.
Yeah. I mean, I know we said it a few times, but this is how she has another book over there. We'll show it to you right now. She has another book over there that says Becoming You.
Becoming you.
And, I think that was her first book. I think it was. I think it was like her first book.
Yes.
And Radiant Living is the second one. Um, Take a moment because it is about you becoming you, but the best version of you. And that's the radiant life
Correct.
that she talked about. But
Yes.
what was the genesis of just becoming you, and why was that book so near and dear to you to be your very first one that you published?
Well, that book was a collaborative of these women that are talking about all the challenges that they went through to become the best version of themselves today, and how now we're able to go get out in the world and share what we went through so that maybe one person can learn or it can make a difference in their own lives. So that was this is when you really look into yourself deep down and say, okay, this is my trajectory, this is my journey, and then now what's next? This was Radiant Living, and now there's another book in the works.
Well, of course. I mean, we know the best is just to come. The best is yet to come, ladies and gentlemen. She's radiating, she's pushing it, she's making it a reality as she goes, which is super amazing, by the way. As we coming down the home stretch, I'm just curious. Are there affirmations? Are there sayings you tell yourself? And where I'm going is for the person that's beating themselves up every day because they got off track. And life is a series of being on track and then off track and then on track and then off track. And I haven't read anywhere yet, maybe you have, Doc, where when you beat yourself up, you do a better job. Like I haven't read that in any of all my books and readings and anywhere that you beat yourself up. So my question is, was there an affirmation? Is there something that folks can tell themselves to get right back on track again?
Well, one of the key strategy that I learned over the years now is to surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Because sometimes when you're doing it alone, that's when you have the setbacks. That's when you derail from your path. But being in a community that believe the same way, the same principle that you do, probably have most of the same values, the same beliefs. It's what you need to do because you need to find accountability. Of course, there are affirmations that you can go through. I go through my affirmations every single day because you need to be motivated every day because this is a constant, it's not a battle, but you have to keep working on yourself every single day. Now, if you forget to, if you don't do, I don't know, if you don't exercise today, do it tomorrow. Do it tomorrow, but don't let too many days goes by. Get back on that path. Get back on the train. And if you need to call someone because I don't know, you need to talk about things that you're going through and that's keeping you from achieving what you need to do so. And reach out to Shay, reach out to me. Do something. But we need to keep moving because life is beautiful. We need to enjoy life. Every day you should be enjoying yourself.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that I enjoy is that we can all get right back on track again. I love how you said stay in the group because we're not alone. What do you do for fun? We're not helping everybody else reduce their stress. We're not helping everybody else feel good. We're not caring and nurturing at the hospital or at bedside with someone else or training other people how to do it. What do you do for fun?
Well, for fun, I love to travel. I travel a lot. I've been to 33 countries and counting. So
Wow.
I love to go there and see what their practices are, what they do for self care over there. And I'll be part of the community. It's like for me to enjoy the culture. I just submerge myself in the culture. I do not like to go where all the tourists are. So yeah, I do travel a lot. And if not, I'm taking care of myself. I love to go to the gym. I love to listen to music. I read also. And I just kind of release my stress because what I do is very stressful.
Sounds like self care at its highest level, by the way.
And
So you
my
practice
family,
it?
of course.
Was you,
Family time is important.
how true is that? As we come down the home stretch, a two-part question. Number one, what type of clients are you looking to work with these days, if any? And number two, how can folks best connect with you? How can they stay in this conversation over and beyond the time that you and I have now?
Well, my target audience, Shay, is it's women over 40s, women like me that I know what you're going through. So I'm there to support them, to have them do an analysis of their lives. That's who I work with, and how you can they can find me. If you go to selfcaregenius.com, this is where I have a questionnaire there that they can assess their own life and see where they are, because you have to know where you are before you can go any further. You have to know your base. And martinecanal.com, you can reach me there as well. And if you have on your cell phone, you can text me at 26786, the word self, 26786, self. And then this is how you can contact with me. And I'm on all the social media platforms. You can reach me there. So DM me the word self if you want to get the questionnaire, the assessment that I have, so that you know where you are. So, and you know where to go. So you'll know where to go.
But let me say two things. Number one, thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I know you can always make more money, but you can't make more time, and you're giving us the most precious resource you have, which is your time. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you, viewers. Thank you for tuning in, by the way, because, well, without you, we don't have a show. And I never get tired of reminding you every night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, no matter what's going on in your life, maybe you've been hit with the punch you never saw coming. Could be in the health side. Or maybe you're going to that next level of success. No matter what's going on in your life, no matter what you're going through, here's what I believe. I believe that today is your January 1st. You get a fresh start. And because of just that one reason alone, I believe your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best is yet to come. With that being said, my name is Che Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. We'll make some good things how we connect again next time. Peace, Dr. Martine. We'll see you on the other side. Bye-bye, y'all.
Thank you so much.